dudes, how's it going? My brain was busy thinking about a bird joke that I could make about this top because I look a bit like a raven or a crow or something, and for some reason my voice came out like that. I don't know. Hey dudes, how's it going? Welcome back. Today we are going to be doing something a little bit different and a little bit arty. So if you know me in person, there's a chance that you might know about or come to one of my youth clubs called Speak. And that group is about being creative in a way that means that we can express ourselves and speak to God through our artistic expression, and also we can hear from him and see what he has to say to us, speak to us. There's a lot of speaking involved. And it's also a really good way to just break the boundaries of what typical prayer normally is or Bible studies normally are. And leaders and you guys equally share, like, there's no difference in hierarchy here. We're all there to hear what God has to say and share and be vulnerable and learn. I'm a bit bummed out because I love Speak so much because it's all about hearing from everyone, and doing this online doesn't really work that way. So it might feel a little bit like the Gemma show and me just showing what I've done. But there's not really a way around that so much. So there is an artist called Kandinsky, and I can't remember if he's Russian or Italian. He's European. And his artwork is so cool. I will flash some stuff up now. And what he does is actually I don't know if he's dead or not. Does he do this or did he do this? Okay, I'm gonna research this. Russia. It's Russia. And he is dead. He's very much dead, unfortunately. Born in 1866, died 1944. Oh, these are nice quotes. Okay, here's some of his quotes. Colour is a means of exerting direct influence on the soul. There is no must in art because art is free. The artist must train not only his eye but also his soul. They're really nice. So basically he would paint music. He would listen to music and paint what he heard and what he saw in his mind. So we are going to follow along with a similar pattern today. So I have picked out 3 songs, and throughout this video there'll be times to pause it, listen to song number 1, song number 2, song number 3, and as we're doing that we can create some artwork based on what we hear and then have as much of a virtual discussion about it as possible. So the Holy Spirit is God which lives in us daily if we are a Christian, and the ways the Holy Spirit communicates with us is a bit airy-fairy. I don't know if I like that word, but also it seems to fit what I'm trying to say. Relative. It's a bit relative, and kind of down to interpretation. It requires you to be in tune a little bit. So this activity is going to help us to explore that, and you just create on the paper whatever jumps out at you. Whatever captures your attention is something that quite possibly the Holy Spirit wants to draw out with you. Or sometimes you might just think, I have no idea what I'm doing, absolutely no idea, so I'm just gonna do what I want. And then maybe in the reflection time, once you're looking at it from a retrospective point of view, you might then begin to understand a little bit more. And it's interesting to see how other people can hear from the Holy Spirit in a totally different way, but listening to the same songs. You can use whatever you want. I've chosen to use oil pastel, not because I like using oil pastel, I don't really like it, but I never use them. But use felt tips, use a biro, pencil, feathers. You don't have to draw, you can write words, you can just do shapes. It doesn't have to be a thing, it's just your own expression. There are literally no rules. So in the description there is going to be song 1, song 2, song 3. So pause the video, click song 1, and we'll come back and then we'll have a little bit of sharing time. Ooh, this, I have to say, this is my favourite Christian song of all time. And I've done this activity with this song like once, maybe twice before. And every time there have been some things that have come out that have been the same and some things that are different. This is what I did. So I started, like, for the first half of the song, I just drew a wolf. There's something about the imagery of things in life that are dark and difficult, being wolves, that I'm really drawn to that. I just think that really depicts it really well. And then I got inspired by when you pull me closer, I come to life. Because it's true. It's really true. I really do feel a bit like just dead and well when I haven't been spending time with God. So I thought there was a lot of truth in that. And then I just wrote another lyric, ain't no way this thing can change. And when I was writing that just because I thought it was really cool just to remind ourselves that God being there for us is factual. And then as I was writing it, I was also thinking about how when you're in the darkness or when you are surrounded by wolves, it feels like that's the thing that's not going to change. But just going over this song is just a reminder that that's not what we're talking about. That does change, but it's God and his love for us and his plan for us that doesn't change. Okay, so let's hit up song number 2, which is a different kind of style and hopefully might bring out some different things in us. Go. This one's a bit freaky looking, but it's okay. We're not here to critique. It's okay, I'm allowed to laugh at my own drawing. Right, so I started off by doing... Well, actually started off just with this grey, just because the build up to the song, my brain was like, draw grey in the corner of the paper. So I did it. And then I did like a little... Well, not a little, I did quite a big army coming over a hill, and then this representing me. And what the person in the battle sees. And then I drew a face because as Christians, when we are fighting our battles, I feel like people, I don't know if this is true actually, but it's my sense that people kind of will be watching how you're fighting your battle. And if you're fighting it by going out and abusing bad substances and sleeping around, acting out, all that sort of thing, that says something about you as a Christian and your Christian living. On the opposite, if you're battling and you're really staying strong with God and just trusting in him, people are going to see that as well. So people don't see this, people see this, your lifestyle, and to them that's going to represent how you're fighting your battles. So it's interesting, especially so with the first song, there was a lot of different lyrics and different themes in there that could have been picked out, but on song 2 that was quite repetitive and had a very obvious theme. So it'll be interesting to see how similar our ones were for the first one compared to the second one. So now this is song number 3. Pause this video, song number 3. This song was interesting for me. I don't know about you guys. So this one was way more wordy for me, and most of the words here aren't even lyrics, they're just like my own words that came out. So I just started by expressing the fact that at the beginning of the song said, I'm never gonna go back to the old me. I can't remember the exact lyric, but I just wrote, I vow never to go back. Not saying that I'm never gonna sin again, but I'm vowing that my aim in life is to follow Jesus and not to go back to living for myself and not for him. And then I wrote down the words, my weakness, yours, which was a lyric from the song. And then for some reason that just spurred out my own words. So then I wrote, God accepts all of me, God loves all of me, God wants all of me. And just, it came to my heart. So I wrote it down. And then I drew a big trophy because the song is all about victory. But most importantly, it's you are my victory. I mean, this writing, it got weird, guys. So you are my victory because my life is not about me being victorious. As Christians, we're not called to live for ourselves and big ourselves up. It's all about God's victory, God's glory, and we get to share that and be a part of that. But ultimately, it's not because of anything we've achieved. It's because of God and what he's done. So it's interesting going back, like, now looking over what themes there have been through each song, and now you can reflect on all 3 of them as a group, and you know, are there any common themes that have come out across all of your drawings that maybe the Spirit is trying to let you know? Vowing never to go back to the old life, is that something that I particularly needed to hear today? Whether that's because I need to be encouraged that I'm doing a good job at that, or because there might be ways in my life that are actually starting to creep back in that aren't so good. There's no cat there, it's just a tail. So now it's totally over to you just to reflect on that with God, pray about it, ask him, and reflect on your own life to see how you can now apply those things into your life and your heart. So thanks for joining along, especially if this is really out of your comfort zone and it's not massively your thing, and if you are really considering it, I really encourage you. No one has to see your artwork or know what God's brought out for you. That's up to you. You can keep that as private as you want to. I'm planning to do a couple more of these across the board, so let me know if there's any particular art kind of styles, materials. Like, we can do feathers, that's fine, we can have feathers galore if you want. So hope you've enjoyed, hope you have been able to connect with God, and I will see you later. Bye!